Good morning, Phil. Thanks for coming on to tell your story.
Good morning, Bill. Appreciate the opportunity.
Tell me,
Well, I was,
I want you
go
to
ahead.
just go ahead and start explaining to people, and I'm going to mute my microphone, and I just want you to talk as long as you have something to say.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to take an opportunity to share a little bit of my story and consequences that I've been and now have to live with. I got married at a young age, at 20. I'd turned 20, and that marriage only lasted 7 years. But we, the next year after we married, we had a baby girl, Reese, and that was a blessing into our lives. It was so, she was the sweetest gal you'd ever want to know, and everybody loved her deeply. I remarried, and we moved up to Walla Walla, Washington, and we were up there for 19 years. And we were we had a business, and we had lots of friends up there. It was a beautiful area, so we were having a lot of good life up there. And then one day in 1985, we got a pounding on our door from a friend who came to tell us that they had gotten a call from my ex-wife that Sharice had been killed in a car accident. And of course, we were absolutely devastated. We were not Christians at the time, and so we didn't have a church home or any church family up there, nor any family for that matter. And we went into a dark, dark period, 2 years. And this is just a part of my testimony, too, but I'll get to the point. My wife, Jolene, did start going to a church. She got saved. She surrendered her life to Christ. And she came to me and gave me a little book called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. And we read that book together that day. And I did finally say that very day, I want this. And I do believe that that is when the Holy Spirit entered me. I surrendered myself because I had nothing. I had zero that I could solve. I was no longer capable of being um, uh, able to do all the things that I thought I could. Well, about a year later, we went to the Southwest Washington State Fair, and it was right there in Walla Walla. And we went into a human life booth, and they had the um, models for human life, the development of a baby. And as I looked at that, it struck me like a ton of bricks what we had done the year before Sharice died. We had helped her obtain an abortion. She was 16 years old, and we thought, oh my, this is going to be the end of her ability to go on to make something out of herself as a go to college, for instance, just whatever might be in the future. We just felt like we had to. That was what was being told to us by media and by the just the general atmosphere of what people were saying about abortion is nothing. It's just get rid of it if you don't want it. It's nothing but a blob of cells, and that doesn't matter. When I saw those models, I realized that was all a lie. It was a very much a lie. So I became very much an advocate for pro-life, for protecting the unborn. And so our life went on, and we were very much advocates, as I mentioned. And um, so the older we got, now 77 years old, and my wife passed away 2 years ago, but we lived together with the consequences of making a bad decision. We had free will. We made a bad decision, and now we have suffered the consequences. Um, I guess I should report that my wife was unable to have babies herself. She was had kidney disease and was advised never to have a child. So we didn't have any other children. We had made the choice uh, to even not have any grandchildren, as it turned out. Well, that was the result of our bad decision, and continue to live with that consequence. Today, I have no children, and I have no grandchildren. So as I continue to age, I will continue to be living with the circumstances of my bad decisions. And I'm telling you all this so that you might be able to avoid that kind of life and death situation and to choose life if you do have an opportunity to have bring a child into the world. Please don't do what I did, because you never know what might happen. You might say, well, we've got a child, and that'll be, we can have more grandchildren. And you never know. You might be wrong about it, like we were. And so I'm very much pro life. I don't believe that abortion is good for anyone. Now, if a mother's life, of course, is going to die, if she's going to die, that's an understandable decision that has to be made. But um, that's just about the only reason I can think of to choose to have an abortion. So if you're listening to this and you are now dealing with a pregnancy, whether it's planned or unplanned, know that it's a treasure that you must receive, God given treasure. It's, um, it's the gift of life that God created. That little child going to be uh, a person, is a person once it's conceived. We hope that we will see Life at Conception Act will bring people back to the fact that these little unborn babies are members of our humanity, of our family, of our own flesh and blood. And so, anyhow, I know that a lot of people may, especially fathers, may have a time of doubt about their readiness for bringing a family, having a family. But don't waste it. Don't do what I did, because it's very painful. It's very painful, and I don't like to talk about it, tell you the truth. And I just have felt compelled that I needed to speak it. I needed to share it, my story, so that maybe other people, especially men, as they heard my story, might realize, well, this is my opportunity to be a father, and I'll be needing to be a good father and allow my child to be brought to the world. So if you make that decision to bring life, God's gift to you, and that's pretty much my story. But thank you a lot for listening, and God bless you.